live, and according to YouTube, I'm not live yet apparently. Oh, I'm live now. So hello if you're watching this live. Hello if you're watching on playback. Welcome to my 25th live stream on this channel. Yes, my 25th live stream, and I have a lot to say. Now, if you don't know what these live streams are, essentially once or twice, or maybe even three times a week this week, I'm talking about current movie and TV news or current movie and TV topics going on in the movie and TV world right now. And at the same time though, I'll also be answering any live questions sent in. Haven't had any live questions yet, but never say never. And at the same time though, if you want me to talk about a topic in particular in my next live stream, please do let me know in the comment section below. And at the same time though, I should say a couple of things before I get into my main topic today, my only topic today. And by the way, I am rushing things a bit because I got so much to do today. I've got so much to do today. I'm going away tomorrow, so I've got so much packing to do still. But before I get a live stream anyway, I will still be uploading over the next couple of weeks, by the way, because I've done some pre-recorded film reviews, so you get my review like stuff like the original West Side Story, About a Boy, I've done a Spider-Man 3 review, we're gonna get that coming soon, and also, I've done my reviews of both the original Ocean's 11 and the Ocean's 11 remake as well, so do look forward to them. They'll be coming soon whilst I'm on holiday. I'll be uploading them, but apart from that though, this will be my last live stream for about a week and a half, so I decided to do one today because I don't know when I'll be next doing a live stream really, because even when I get back I'll probably be quite tired, and I do have other stuff to do as well, and I've got some, there's going to be like, I'm quite busy when I get back as well, so I don't know when I actually get my next live stream in, so nevertheless, I thought I'd do one today. But anyway, first of all, I should say a couple of things before I get into my topic today, well, my main topic today, which is kind of a lot of topics in itself, but my main topic today, before I get into it, I should say this. First of all, I live in the countryside, and my hay fever has been quite bad this summer, so if at any point I do sneeze during this live stream, I do apologise, I can't help that, and at the same time, though, I also live next to a main road, so if at any point you hear a tractor, a truck, a motorbike, or even just cars in general going past John's live stream, again, I can't control that. The main road's quite literally there, and I can't control that. So if you do have any sound interference with the sound on this live stream, I do apologise. And at the same time though, sometimes it also feels like I live next to a building site. Honestly, there's always drilling and work going on in the houses next to me, so if at any point you do hear some drilling going on at any point during this live stream, again, completely out of my control, and I do apologise if that happens. And so yes, that's all I need to say for today. And again, if you do have any live questions you want to send in during this live stream, or if you want me to talk about a topic in particular, please do let me know in the live chat or in the comment section below if you're watching this on playback. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into my only topic today, my main topic today, and that's movies to look forward to in 2021. Now, this isn't like a top 10 most anticipated films. This isn't still to come out this year. I've already done that on this channel. No, this is just movies in general that I think many people might not know about, and think will, get people's interest as they're coming out. But at the same time, though, we'll be talking about also the big movies as well, like Shang-Chi, The Eternals, Venom 2, SpiderMan No Way Home, some other big ones as well, like Dune. I'll be talking about Last Night in Soho, Edgar Wright's new film coming out soon as well. But yes, that's what I'm doing in this live stream today. Just simply talking about movies still to come in 2021. Fingers crossed they still do come out. I'm gonna try to be optimistic. I can't even speak today. I can't even speak today. But no, I'm going to try and be optimistic from now on that films will still come out. I've been quite pessimistic recently, thinking I don't know if films will come out after The Green Knight got pulled from cinemas. And by the way, I will be talking about The Green Knight again a bit later in this live stream. But after The Green Knight got pulled from cinemas, I've been thinking that maybe other films might get pushed back as well, especially after the box office failure of The Suicide Squad, which is unfortunate because The Suicide Squad is a brilliant movie in my opinion. But the thing is though, even with all those factors, I've been a bit pessimistic that films will be coming out in the later part of this year. But fingers crossed they do still, because I've been reading this list on Rotten Tomatoes and the 95 most anticipated movies for this year, and on the second half of the list, because obviously we're more than halfway through the year now, on the second half of this list, honestly, they've got some really exciting movies coming out, some movies that you probably haven't even heard of yet, which I have heard of because I'm a big film buff and everything like that, but movies that you might not have even heard of yet, which I have, which will pique your interest in my opinion. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into what this live stream is about today. My movies to look forward to in 2021. I almost said my most anticipated movies yet to come out in 2021. I've already done that. No, this is just movies to look forward to in general for 2021. And up next to me there on the screen there, I've got my most anticipated movie yet to come out this year, which we'll be talking about again a bit later. Fingers crossed it's still to come out. And, even so, we haven't had a trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home yet. And by the way, if a trailer does come out whilst I'm away, obviously I can't talk about it, but I will talk about it as soon as possible. Ben, let's jump onto Google a sec. So, optical illusion. There is on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, Rotten Tomatoes break down the 95 most anticipated movies for this year, and of course, we're already halfway through the year, so we've already had films like The Suicide Squad, which is obviously there. It's Stillwater's currently out right now. I haven't seen it, by the way. I would like to. I'm quite interested in seeing that, but whether I'll actually get around to doing that is a different question entirely. But let's start off with Free Guy. Now, Free Guy is actually releasing this Friday. I would have gone and seen it at the cinemas if I was around, but I'm not around this Friday. In fact, I go on holiday tomorrow. So, yeah. So, that movie's coming out this week, and I would actually like to see it, actually. I mean, I had virtually no interest in this film. No pun intended, by the way. I had virtually no interest in this film before I saw the trailers. I mean, I saw the trailers and I thought, it looks like the Truman Show, but in like a video game world and everything. So, it didn't really pique my interest that much. I must admit, I'm not the biggest fan of Ryan Reynolds. I understand why people are. A lot of people love Deadpool and everything. I don't really like Deadpool that much. But at the same time, though, this film's also got a great cast, you know, as well as Ryan Reynolds. We also have Taika Waititi in there, who I think he can be good. I didn't love Thor Ragnarok. I didn't really like it, to be honest. And to be honest, Jojo Rabbit I have some mixed opinions on. But nevertheless, I do like the film he co-directs with Jermaine Clements. You know, What We Do in the Shadows, the film. I haven't actually seen the TV show, by the way. I've heard it's meant to be really, really good. But I remember the What We Do in the Shadows film, and I remember laughing my head off at that, you know. The whole werewolf stuff in that film was great. But anyway, back to this. But yeah, Taika Waititi in this film, many people might know as Hitler from Jojo Rabbit. Also, we have Jodie Comer's film, which, you know, many people might know as Villanelle from Killing Eve, which I think is overrated in my opinion. And Joe Keery as well, which many people might know from Stranger Things. He's the one with the bar. He's Steve in Stranger Things. Yes, I'm very much looking forward to Stranger Things season 4, by the way. Whenever the hell that show comes out, and whenever that whole show continues. But anyway, Free Guy. If anyone doesn't know what Free Guy is about, Ryan Reynolds brings his sarcastic wit and boyish, good-looking, everyman charm to his self-referential, special effects-driven comedy. He stars as Guy, a nondescript bank teller, non-player character in a violent, open-world video game who suddenly becomes self-aware and decides to take the destiny into his own hands. Expect a lot of ironic, self-referential humour and expect a lot of ironic. Yeah, you expect what you expect from a Ryan Reynolds film in this film. It looks like it could be fun and everything. I will probably get around to watching this when I do come back from my holiday, but it's a bit unfortunate it's coming out now because I'm intrigued about seeing this because it's actually got a really high score on Rotten Tomatoes. Well, not really high. It's got 86%, which is higher than most films. So I didn't think this one would get 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. I thought at best you'll get a 70. So that must mean it's tapping on something, which is quite good in this film. I have heard it's not for everyone, and that's fine. And I know IGN, who I don't always agree with, by the way, but IGN, the news service, they gave this film a 7 out of 10 in the end, which isn't bad either, though. It just isn't great, though. The thing is, though, I am interested in this film. Fingers crossed. I'm just going to check something, by the way. Just check my sound bars as well. Yeah, the sound bars as well. Sorry about that. I was just checking my sound bars as well, right? But yeah, fingers crossed, this movie's great. You know, I've heard some great things about it. Look, it says 86% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's, you know, certified fresh as well. And even so, Rotten Tomatoes is rigged, in my opinion. Still, nevertheless, sometimes when it says, like, a movie's good on there, it normally means it's quite good. So I am interested in seeing it, and fingers crossed, it's more than just a Truman Show, but in a video game mode. Because, honestly, I've seen the Truman Show before. I've seen it a number of times, and I'm not sure if I need to see it in a video game world. But apparently, according to Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy, who's the director, by the way, also directed episodes of Strange Things, by the way, so probably why Joe Keery's in there. But yes, according to Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy, in interviews they said they worked their asses off to make this film, and they put, you know, their blood and sweat into the film. So fingers crossed it works. But at the same time, though, I am a bit cautious about it because I'm not as big a fan of Ryan Reynolds. I do think it can be good, but I don't know. I just sometimes his charm and wit doesn't always work for me personally. And then we jump down here. There we have what's this one about? The Jennifer Hudson, not the Jennifer Hudson biopic, the Aretha Franklin biopic. No, Jennifer Hudson is playing Aretha Franklin in this biopic. I thought it'd have a higher percent on Rotten Tomatoes, actually. I didn't realise this film has already been rated by some people. It's got 69% currently on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got, you know, Jennifer Hudson in, Forrest Whitaker in, big cast, actually. It's a Aretha Franklin biopic. I will probably watch this, actually, because I like biopics. I'm going to admit that. I know a lot of people are very cautious on musical biopics nowadays, because they have the same story, you know. An artist makes money, he makes fantastic music, then he gets a manager, and the manager starts to screw him over, then he gets addicted to drugs, and he starts, you know, pushing his friends away, but then in the end he has his redemption. I know a lot of people say that all musical biopics are the same nowadays. Personally, yes, I agree, but so are all spy movies, so are all comic book or superhero movies, whichever way you want to refer to them as. You know, all spy movies, like whether it's Bond or Mission Impossible. I'm not saying those movies can't be good, by the way. I quite like the latest Mission Impossible films, and I haven't seen the Daniel Craig Bond films, but there's some Bond films I like quite a lot. But the thing is, though, all Bond films, or all Mission Impossible films centered around a spy, you have to go and do the mission. On the way, the mission, you face off against henchmen. You probably go and hook up with a woman, and then on the way, at the same time, though, he's almost about to save the day from the big bad villain, and then the big bad villain looks like he's about to win, but actually the good guys save the day in the end. I've described one Mission Impossible film there, but I've also described about 5 Bond films. I've described all the Bond films, to be honest, haven't I? And I've described all the ones I know of. I don't know about Casino Royale or any Daniel Craig Bond films. I have to go and rewatch them again before No Time to Die comes out, which again I will be talking about No Time to Die a bit later in this live stream. But anyway, get my point. I think all spy films have the same plot. I think all superhero movies do. Honestly, there's a superhero, a group of superheroes. You have to go and save the day, and on the way they face lots of problems. You have to bond and everything with their counterparts and whatnot. And at the same time, then they also might hook up with a woman. And at the same time, though, which is also an integral part of these films, by the way. And at the same time, though, it looks like they're all going to fall out and they're not going to win and not going to save the galaxy or whatnot or save the world. But then in the end, they turn out they are. And, I'm not saying superhero movies are all like that and that means they're bad. No, there's some superhero movies, like I said before, like Guardians of the Galaxy and the Spider-Man films, which I like quite a lot. But, in my opinion, all superhero movies or comic book movies are the same, well, in terms of plot anyway, and the same with, spy films. So what's so different about musical biopic, in my opinion? As long as it's done differently, I don't care. That's one of the reasons I like Rocket Man so much. So maybe, if respect to this Aretha Franklin biopic is different and it plays around with the musical biopic genre in some sort of way, maybe I'll like it a lot more. Hopefully it does, and hopefully this won't catch my surprise. It's kind of been under my radar, although I did know this film was coming out because I saw a trailer for it in the cinema when I went to go watch Old, the M. Night Shyamalan film. Which, by the way, I've been on this channel. Go and check out my review if you haven't already. But yes, this film looks good, and hopefully it delivers as well. But this one comes out in 2 days as well, according to Rotten Tomatoes. So that's annoying. I'll have to watch it when I get back from holiday. But anyway, come down here. But actually, just before I go to Candyman, let's just jump back onto OBS a sec. And I'm just going to show you this one, yes, The Green Knight. Now, The Green Knight is a film which has actually come out in America, and one that is on my radar, one that I definitely want to watch before the end of the year at least. And the thing is, though, it's come out in America, it's getting rave reviews in America. Some people are actually saying it's one of their favourite movies of this year so far, but it's not come out in the UK yet, or currently where I am, and that's annoying, because this is actually one of the movies I'm looking forward to the most this year. Honestly, I thought the trailers were great, I thought the cinematography in the trailers looked incredible, and I've heard it's one of those medieval fantasy films which is really, really good in my opinion. I like a good medieval fantasy film. And it's kind of annoying that it's come out in America, by the way, because I feel this is a film more aimed at maybe an Irish and UK audience, which is a bit annoying, I'm not going to lie. But nevertheless, hopefully this film does come out. It has no official release date yet for the UK, which is a bit annoying because I'm in the UK and I do want to watch this film, but fingers crossed it comes out sooner rather than later, because I really do want to watch it. And it got pulled from UK cinemas before it's released because of the whole COVID stuff in this country, in the UK where I am. The thing is, though, fingers crossed it comes out sooner rather than later. And fingers crossed all these films come out, by the way. I'm still going to keep saying that in this live stream, because there's a good chance that all these films could be pushed back again, which could be really heartbreaking in my opinion. For many people, a movie's a movie and they don't really care if it's going to get pushed back. But for me personally, it makes a difference. It does make a difference, me personally, because I love going to the cinema quite a lot. And, when the cinemas weren't open back in 2020, I was losing something, and every day I was around, I was losing something, not going to the cinema just not being open, or new films not coming out. It's really, really annoying. But anyway, hopefully The Green Knight comes out soon. We have no official release date for it yet, but I just thought I'd slip that one in there. So anyway, jump back to Rotten Tomatoes. So we have Candyman. Now, Candyman is a new horror film coming out on August 27th, like this month, so probably we'll watch it when it comes out. It's got Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, and might pronounce his name, which probably am, as well as Tiona Paris, who is also me, which many people might know as Monica Rambeau from WandaVision, by the way, which I quite like doing that, by the way. This film is coming from the producer, Jordan Peele, and if you don't know who Jordan Peele is, he directed Get Out back in 2017, which is brilliant in my opinion, and Us as well, back in 2019, which I like quite a lot. And he's actually directed a new film which is coming out next year, coming like Don't Look Up or something like that. But anyway, yes, he's got Candyman. He's produced Candyman, this film coming out quite soon, and it looks interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I thought the trailer did actually look quite horror-like. I'm not always the biggest fan of horror films, but sometimes it is always good to watch them, and sometimes when they do catch you off guard and by surprise, like A Quiet Place, or, you know, even Silence of the Lambs, two very different horror movies, by the way. But yes, when they do catch me by surprise, sometimes I like them quite a lot, and I will probably give Candyman a chance. I'll probably go and check it out at the cinema when it does come out, because it looks interesting, and, you know, I don't know the original Candyman, I must admit. I've never watched the original one, but the trailer for this one did look interesting. Fingers crossed it's great. Fingers crossed it catches me off guard and catches me by surprise. But that is a movie on my radar, which I'm looking forward to, which is coming out on August the 27th. Now, let's jump down here a bit. Let's get into September. Now, I have actually no interest in Cinderella, but I do have some sort of interest in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, partly because it keeps in the trailer for every single time I go to the cinema recently, whether it's Jungle Cruise or the Suicide Squad, or the other two movies I've been to the cinema to see recently, but still, you get my point. Yeah, this one, I've talked about Shang-Chi quite a lot on this channel already. I really don't have much interest in this film. There's this thing with movie trailers nowadays where they always feel like they have to have a rap song in there in the movie trailer, and it kind of annoys me. I know why a lot of people love rap music nowadays. I personally don't, got nothing against it. I just don't really like rap music in my opinion. But the thing is though, it's a thing with rap music and trailers nowadays, and it just really puts me off watching the movie. It just gives you a feel like I know what sort of demographic you're appealing to there, and it's not my demographic, and I don't think even the demographic they are appealing to is actually going to be that interesting in this film, or more, or as interesting in this film as you want it to be, as Marvel want this film to be. And I'm intrigued in it, because it might catch you completely off guard. You know, the trailers I have seen, even if I haven't liked them, I will admit it looks different than most MCU movies, which I like. I like when an MCU movie stands out. It's going to do a bit more than that, in my opinion. Like, Thor Ragnarok stands out, but I think the comedy overshadows the actual good parts of that film, in my opinion. But the thing is, though, with Shang-Chi, hopefully the comedy isn't overshadowed by the good parts of the film, and hopefully the film catches me by surprise. I really want Marvel to catch me by surprise. I mean, I didn't like Black Widow. I thought it was terrible. But the thing is, though, you know, it's all subjective, and I think if you like Black Widow, I'm really happy for you. I celebrate that you like Black Widow. I just didn't, personally. But the thing is, though, hopefully Shang-Chi does catch me by surprise, but I know in the end, no matter if this movie is good, terrible, or just plain fine, in my opinion, I know there's going to be a huge audience out there which defend this film to the day it dies. You know, it says one of the deepest films ever made, and say Marvel's done it once again. They made an instant cinematic classic. Even if it's not that good, I can see that happening with a large demographic who just defend Marvel movies to the day they die. Honestly, there's a bit annoying sometimes with people who can't see past Marvel. Marvel's good, okay, I'll give you that. You know, a lot of people love Marvel, that's fine. But see past it. There's other comic book movies out there. There's a DC, they make it stuff, but there's other movies as well. But yes, maybe Shang-Chi will do well, I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see when it comes out. And I'll also be very interested in the box office for this film, seeing as it's Shang-Chi, a character I've never heard of really before until they announced this film. Like, I know there's a comic book audience out there and a comic book demographic that know about this character. I'm not part of that demographic, so I do think it'll be interesting to see how this film does at the box office, especially considering the Suicide Squad, a movie based around characters like Polka Man, Bloodsport, Ratcatcher 2, also didn't do that well. So that movie based on unknown characters, how will Shang-Chi do? You know, for a comic, like I said before, for a comic book demographic, they might know who the character is. But for a non-comic book demographic, from someone who hasn't watched comic books like me, myself, I'm going to be interested to see how this film does at the box office. I mean, I know it's Marvel and Disney in the end, but at the same time, though, Jungle Cruise didn't do brilliantly, and Cruella didn't do brilliantly either. So it will be interesting to see how this film does. And Black Widow didn't do brilliantly either, which is the other MCU movie which came out not too long ago. So it's still set for a September 3rd release. Fingers crossed, a surprise for me. But I'd be very interested to see what it does at the box office. Very, very interested. Anyway, let's jump down here a bit more. Reminisce. Now, Reminisce has kind of been under my radar, I must admit. It comes out the same day Shang-Chi comes out. That's probably why. Because Shang-Chi is probably overshadowing this film in so many ways. But also, this film is doing the simultaneous release on HBO Max as well, which automatically ruins its chance of a good box office. It really does. It decreases its box office success, probably. So, I think that's going to be a big factor as to why this film probably won't succeed and go into a lot of people's radars when it does eventually come out on September the 3rd. Now, the film's got a great cast in there. You know, got Hugh Jackman in there, Rebecca Ferguson, and, you know, Tandy Newton. Great cast there. Great three actors are going to be in this film. It's also directed by Lisa Joy, who is married to Jonathan Nolan, who is, of course, the brother of Christopher Nolan. And basically, Lisa Joy and Jonathan Nolan both created the Westworld TV show together, which I liked the first season of Westworld quite a lot, actually. The second season, not so much, and I think the third season, over time, I realised how bad the third season of Westworld really is. But the thing is, though, maybe this surprises me. Again, it's a film that's kind of under my radar right now, but I like Hugh Jackman quite a lot. I like Rebecca Ferguson quite a lot. I think Lisa Joy, I think she did a good job with Westworld, with the first season of Westworld at that. And I don't know, the plot doesn't really sound that interesting. Hugh Jackman stars in a sci-fi drama, pardon me there, set in a flooded and near future Miami about a man who offers people the chance to relive any memory. As he begins to fall for one of his clients, he discovers she may or may not be in a series of violent crimes and dives into her past to learn the truth. Doesn't really sound that interesting in my opinion. But saying that though, again, maybe this is a film that will catch me off guard, but it comes out September 3rd. Doing the simultaneous release thing, which always kind of annoys me. But it's coming out September 3rd, and maybe I even like it more than Shang-Chi. We'll have to wait and see when that film comes out. Don't really care about that film, don't really care about this one. But I do care about The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Now, I literally had no knowledge of this film, no interest in the film, and almost no knowledge of the story about this film until I saw the trailer about a month ago now. I think the trailer came out a month ago. And honestly, I'm really excited to see this now because I don't know the story, and that's why I'm excited to see it. I love films when I don't know the story about it and I learn the story like watching the film, or the same with a documentary, like the Spark Brothers documentary or the Identical Strangers documentary, where you don't know the story going into it, and then the story completely catches you off guard, and you just get so engrossed in it because of the way the film, does its storytelling and everything like that. And fingers crossed that The Eyes of Tammy Faye looks like it's gonna be one of those films. Honestly, it looks like it's gonna be an Oscar contender as well. Jessica Chastain's in this; she looks brilliant. Andrew Garfield's in there as well, and he looks like he's gonna be great in there. I mean, apparently this film chronicles the rise and fall of televangelist Jim and Tammy Faye Baker, with Jessica Chastain and Andrew Garfield set to play the infamous couple. I literally know nothing about this story, but the trailer, in my opinion, looked absolutely brilliant. It had These Eyes by the Guess Who playing in the background of the trailer. Great song, by the way, and it got my interest. It looked like it could be an Oscar contender, so I'm looking forward to that movie. When's it coming out? September the 17th. But also coming out around that time is Venom Let There Be Carnage. Now, Venom Let There Be Carnage is being directed by Smeagol himself, Andy Serkis, or Caesar himself, which everyone refer to him as. And at the same time, it's got a great cast once again. Tom Hardy's in there, Michelle Williams is in there, both returning. Woody Harrelson is in there, probably more than he was in the last film, as Carnage. Naomi Harris is in there, which is also quite interesting. Stephen Graham as well. I didn't know if I'd ever see Stephen Graham in a comic book movie, and now we are living in a world where he's in a Venom movie, which is definitely not the sort of comic book movie I thought I'd see him in. But nevertheless, I think with Andy Serkis directing this, it could be good. I've not really liked the trailers, must admit. I think the trailer's been very strange and just very weird in general. I mean, I like the song that's played in the trailer, one is the loneliest number. I like the song played in the trailer, but the thing is though, I haven't really liked the trailers, I must admit. But a reason I do think this film could be good is because a couple of days ago, actually, there was a featurette released about this film, about Andy Serkis talking about it, and the fact that he has done all this stuff before, like the whole motion capture stuff with Smeagol and with Caesar. And so, with Smeagol in a lot of Rings and Hobbit films, and with Caesar in the Planet of the Apes films, the most recent Planet of the Apes films is with that. And I think it could be good, this, because he's got a grip on it. I didn't like the first Venom, but I'd be interested to see how this one does, and if it's better than the last one. And I'm also interested in it because I think it's going to have a big link to Spider-Man No Way Home. Pure speculation there, but this movie keeps getting pushed back, and it always kept being pushed back before No Way Home. So I do think there's going to be a link there, particularly in a post-credit scene. But again, that's your pure speculation. But I wouldn't be surprised if there was a link between Venom Let There Be Carnage and Spider-Man No Way Home, but we'll have to wait until, September the 24th to find out. Anyway, let's jump down here. Don't really care about Hotel Transylvania. Though I must admit, I did see the trailer of Hotel Transylvania in the cinema actually, and it didn't look terrible, but still, I've got really no interest in it. Many Saints in Newark. This is a funny one. It's basically the Sopranos prequel movie. I haven't actually seen the Sopranos, so this movie wasn't on my radar. But things though, after I saw the trailer, it's now become on my radar. I'm actually very tempted to go and watch the complete Sopranos series now to understand this movie when it comes out, and it's coming out October the 1st, so I really need to get on watching The Sopranos then, and it's doing the simultaneous releasing on HBO Max. Automatically ruins its box office, but still, yes. It's going to be interesting to see how this film does as well, because I don't know if there's a dying need for this film. I think it will get an audience, don't be wrong. I think there'll be a demographic who, huge Sopranos fans who will watch this film, but in the end, I don't know. This one's becoming on my radar. after I saw the trailer, and I'm very tempted to watch The Sopranos now to understand this film, to go watch the film and to understand it. I mean, the cast is great. Vera Farmiga, you know, John Bernthal's in there, Ray Liotta, Alessandro Nivola. The cast is great, and it looks like it could be a really good, you know, spy crime genre film. Like I don't know, it looked a bit Scorsese, yes, whether it's, you know, Goodfellas, Casino, even Mean Streets, or what was the other one he did recently? Irishman as well. It looked like it could be one of those types of films. So, you know, it could be great. Ray Liotta even in there. He was the main guy in Goodfellas. So, yeah, it's on my radar, and I might check out The Sopranos before I see this film. I mean, I kind of have to understand this film. But, yeah, The Many Saints of Newark, it's definitely on my radar. Anyway, let's jump down here. Aha! No Time to Die. Yes. No Time to Die. The movie which keeps being pushed back. And there's even no, you know, there's no... I really don't have hope that this movie's still going to come out in... It says October there, by the way. It's actually coming out in September in the UK. I think it's coming out September 28th in the UK. I keep seeing trailers for it whenever I go to the cinema recently. I've talked about my feelings on Bond at the moment, especially this movie, because I'm losing my hype for it. I'm not on the hype train anymore for this film because it keeps getting delayed. It's the same with The Kingsman, which I'm going to talk about a bit later in this live stream as well. You know, the Kingsman prequel coming out later this year. I don't know. My feelings on it are a bit... because it's been delayed so many times. I just feel it's going to be okay. I feel everyone's going to be disappointed by this movie. And again, that's just me. But I feel when this movie comes out, I feel there's going to be disappointment from everyone. You know, Bond fans definitely. People who really would watch this movie. Bear in mind, the last Bond film was Spectre back in 2015. And Spectre wasn't loved by anyone. You know, it wasn't loved by everyone. Sorry. But things are, I did see Spectre actually. And I didn't mind it when I watched it the first time. But I had to go rewatch it a second time before I watched this film. But, you know, it's got great cast in there. You know, Daniel Craig returning in his apparently last performance as Bond, while Ray Fiennes is back in there. Rami Malek is a villain, Naomi Harris again, Lea Seydoux, you know, Ben Whishaw, Rory Kinnear, Jeffrey Wright, Anna de Armas, you know, the new cast in there. And it sounds great. It sounds like it could be great. I've had the trailers as well, but the fact that the film keeps getting pushed back and delayed has really brought my hype down for this film. I want to be far more excited for this film. I want to be far more excited for this film than I actually am. But the thing is, though, I've got to admit, when it comes, I'll look forward to it. The week it comes out, I'll be looking forward to it. But I won't be on the edge of my seat excited because it's been delayed so many times. And even got a feeling it'll be delayed again. And by the way, if it is delayed again to 2022, it'd be a bit ironic because that'll be the 60th anniversary of the first Bond film, Dr. No. So, I don't know. It could be brilliant, but I also think it's undeniably going to be disappointing to some audiences. But hey, that's just me. Anyway, let's jump down here now. We have Halloween Kills coming out October the 15th. Also starring Jamie Lee Curtis, who's returning to the Halloween franchise for like, the 7th time or something like that. This one's also got Judy Greer in. I must admit, I've never seen a Halloween film ever. I've never seen any of the Halloween films. But the reason I'm talking about it in this live stream is because I saw the trailer for this when I went to go and see the M. Night Shyamalan film Old. And honestly, the trailer looked great. It looked like just a big kill fest and everything. It looked like a proper fun and exciting horror movie. Honestly, just the kill count in the trailer alone just looked great. Now, like I said before, I haven't seen any Halloween films before, so it will be interesting to see how this one does and everything. Whether I will go back and rewatch the Halloween films before I mean, I know it's meant to be like the first Halloween film, which came out, was it 19... I don't know when that film came out. I want to say 1979, but I might be wrong there. Or it might be 1978, actually. When the first Halloween film came out, and then it's meant to be, you know, the Halloween film that came out in 2018. That's meant to be... Those are two films meant to be, you know, connected. It's not meant to be Halloween 2 or Halloween 3 in there, whatever. But anyway, you get my point. It's meant to be... This is meant to be like the third Halloween film at the end. Halloween Kills. It's on my interest simply because I saw the trailer for when I went to go watch Old, and I don't know, it could be great. And maybe I'll go watch the Halloween films before seeing this one so I can get up to date with it. Because honestly, the trailer looked great in my opinion. It looked like a proper fun horror movie and also quite frightening to watch as well. I mean, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis is great and I think she's in as well. So, fingers crossed, well, not fingers crossed, but I might go and watch this movie when it comes out. We'll have to wait and see if I catch up on the Halloween franchise in time. Now, let's move on to the last duel. The last duel, which is which was co-written by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, the first time they've written together since Good Will Hunting. And at the same time, though, it's also starring, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. And at the same time, though, Adam Driver, Kylo Ren himself is in there, and Jodie Comer's also in there as well. Second time we talked about it in this live stream. Jodie Comer, like I said before, many people might know her as Villanelle from Killing Eve, which, like I said before, is overrated in my opinion. But anyway, this film is also opening on October the 15th, the same day Halloween Kills opened, and it's been directed by Ridley Scott, the man who brought Alien, Blade Runner, and loads of great films as well. But the thing is, though, he has been a bit hit and miss. Like, I know he made The Martian back in 2015, which is a great film in my opinion. That was the last time he actually worked with Matt Damon, and he's working with Matt Damon again here. But he has been a bit hit and miss. I know the last Alien film he did, Alien Covenant, wasn't liked by anyone. Well, wasn't really liked by most people, to be honest. And he did a film called All the Money in the World as well back in 2018, which had, Michelle Williams, Mark Wahlberg in there. And there was meant to star Kevin Spacey, but then they reshot it all and actually starred Christopher Plummer in the end. I liked All the Money in the World quite a lot. I saw it actually a couple of months ago now, and I thought it was a pretty good film. I actually reviewed it on the channel. And, I do think Ridley Scott can be good, and he's doing an epic again. And what was the other epic he did? He directed Kingdom of Heaven as well, which I thought was a well-directed movie. I thought the fault of Kingdom of Heaven was Orlando Bloom as a protagonist, but I did think that was a well-made movie, so it looks like it's going to be an epic here. Honestly, it's got my interest simply because of the cast and the director. And before the trailer gate as well, by the way. Go and check out the trailer for The Last Duel. It does look really good in my opinion. And fingers crossed it catches me by surprise. I think it has a slight whiff of Oscar about it as well. If you watch the trailer, I think it could be brilliant. I think it could go either two ways. This film, it could be absolutely brilliant, or it could be quite disappointing. Fingers crossed, it goes to the brilliant side. We'll have to wait and see when this film comes out. But continuing on Ridley Scott for a sec, a movie that actually isn't in the list is House of Gucci. Now, House of Gucci is the other Ridley Scott movie coming out this year as well, and this movie was actually directed during the pandemic. So I think this movie, I was baffled by the fact that they're making this movie, and I've been hearing about it when they're shooting everything like that, and then the trailer came out, and the trailer got my interest. I mean, for many people, they might not care about the Gucci story. I don't, can I point out as well. I really don't care about the story. But what got my interest was, again, the director, Ridley Scott, who's a really good director, where he can be. And at the same time, the cast, Lady Gaga, Adam Driver, Al Pacino, Jared Leto, who I'm not the biggest fan of, but still, he does look like he's going to be good in the film. Jeremy Irons in there, Salma Hayek's in there. Big cast. And that's what's got my interest. The fact that it is such a big cast, and the fact that it brought back that same feel of All the Money in the World as well, which is, like I said, the Ridley Scott film I saw not too long ago. It brought back that sort of feeling. And so I think it could be good. I think it really could be good. It's got a great cast in there, and I think all the cast would do a splendid job in this film. I think they're all going to be great. But on the end, it's all down to Ridley Scott and how it tells the story. And I think this movie could be great. It's coming out around the same time, actually. It came out in November, so not too long after Ridley Scott's other film, The Last Duel, which I recently just talked about, which I just literally just talked about. And yeah, go and check out the trailer. I think it might catch you a bit off guard. It caught me a bit off guard. And I'm actually very interested in House of Gucci when it comes out in November. Things crossed it still does. But anyway, let's jump back onto Rotten Tomatoes here. Let's jump back onto Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see what else is down in this list. Dune, coming from Denis Villeneuve. Many people might know who also directed Blade Runner 2049, Prisoners. He also directed Rival, and he's done loads of other films as well. And this film's got a huge cast. Just some of them include Timothée Chalamet, Josh Brolin, Rebecca Ferguson, Oscar Isaac, Javier Bardem, Jason Momoa, Dave Bautista, Zendaya. And at the same time, there's loads of famous people that are in there as well. I know Stellan Skarsgård's in this film as well. And honestly, it looks like it's going to be brilliant. It looks like it's going to be like a Lord of the Rings sci-fi film. It looks so epic. The cinematography just in the trailer alone looked incredible. And honestly, it looks like it's going to be really, really good. It does. However, I think, again, Warner Bros. Are ruining their sales with this film. They're ruining their box office. They're ruining the chance of this film potentially getting a sequel. Because I think this film might bomb. Because I don't think many people know the Dune story. I don't really. The only reason I'm interested in this is because I've heard other people rave about the Dune books and everything like that. And I've heard other people talk about the trailer. I really like the trailers, but we're both trailers quite a lot. But the thing is, though, I don't know. I don't feel that much excitement for this film. I feel it's going to be brilliant, don't get me wrong, but I don't feel there's that much anticipation and excitement for the film, and I think particularly with the HBO Max simultaneous release, which this film is still happening, by the way, and it doesn't say it there, but according to all these other news sources, it is still happening. It is still doing the simultaneous release, even though Denis Villeneuve, the director himself, is not happy about that. Even so, it is still doing the simultaneous release thing. I think that's going to affect his chances of potentially getting a sequel, because I think a lot of people stay home and watch the film. Even so, I think it's a film made for cinemas. I really do, just the cinematography alone. I think it's unfortunate that, Warner Bros. Have potentially ruined their chance of getting a Dune sequel on there. And there's a lot of people who love the Dune books and everything who really want to see a full, incredible, 5-film Dune series and everything like that. But still, I think it's going to be really, really interesting to see how this does at the box office coming out. I think it's going to be a great film, don't be wrong. And I heard, it's premiering in film festivals in September and October before it comes out. So people already know what sort of movie it's going to be like, whether it be good or bad. I think it's going to be great, by the way, because Denis Villeneuve is just a fantastic director. But the thing is, though, I don't know. I think if this movie does bad, I think we're going to have a similar situation which we're having with Dune, which we're having with, Scarlett Johansson and Black Widow, which we'll have with Dune if the movie does bad come October. But still, we'll have to wait and see. And Dune's coming out October 22nd. But also coming out on the same day is Wes Anderson's new film, The French Dispatch. Wes Anderson, who's directed such films, Grand Budapest Hotel, Moonrise Kingdom, Fantastic Mr. Fox, what else he's directed? Rushmore, which I like quite a lot. I've been reviewing his films recently. Or Tenenbaums. He's a fantastic director. He's become one of my favourite directors working, actually, since I've been watching his films over the pandemic period, since COVID's been around. I've been watching loads of films. I mean, just the cast of the film is also brilliant. I mean, let's read some of the names here. Timothy Chalamet, once again, has also started Dune, by the way. It's just coming out on the same day. Frances McDormand, Tilda Swinton, Lea Seydoux, Benicio del Toro, Saoirse Ronan, Bill Murray, Jeffrey Wright, Owen Wilson. That's just some of them. And, Adrian Brody's in there. I also know there's loads more in there as well. A huge cast. The Fonz himself is in this film. Henry Winkler as well. So it's got a huge cast, this film. And that's what's really got me interested. In fact, it's Wes Anderson, it's a huge cast. I don't know the story, really. And I have read the story down here. Reportedly inspired by director Wes Anderson's love of the New York magazine. The latest is a comedic drama that brings to life a handful of stories from the French bureau of a fictional newspaper headquartered in Kansas. The film's press release calls it a love letter to journalists, and it brings together several of Anderson's regular collaborators in a massive star-studded cast. Yeah, that's really what's got my interest. I'm a Wes Anderson fan. I liked quite a lot of movies which I reviewed recently as well. And fingers crossed, this one impressed me. I'm trying to think, there's a Wes Anderson film that I'm missing that I like quite a lot. The Darjeeling Limited as well, that's the other film. And honestly, he's a great director. Go and check out his other films. And I'm looking forward to this one quite a lot. But also opening on the same day is a film from, not Jackass Forever, I don't care about this film, but a film from my favourite director currently working today, and that's Edgar Wright, with Last Night in Soho, starring Thomas McKenzie, Anya Taylor-Joy, Matt Smith, Diana Rigg in her final performance as well, which many people not made as Bond Girl from On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Honestly, Edgar Wright's my favourite film director working today. He's directing, the Space TV show, which is on Netflix, by the way. Go and check it out. It's such a good TV show. One of my favourite comedies, by the way. He's also directed Shaun the Dead, Hot Fuzz, The World End, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Baby Driver, most recently The Sparks, which is my favourite film of the year so far. And he's also directing this. It's got my interest so much. Honestly, I thought the trailers looked amazing. The more I see the trailers for the film, especially when I saw it in the cinema when I was watching The Sparks Brothers, I saw the trailer for this film before I saw the Sparks Brothers documentary, and I just thought the trailer looked incredible. And so I'm very, very much looking forward to this film. I think it could be absolutely fantastic. I really do. It's Edgar Wright's first big deep dive into psychological horror, and even so, he did do a horror comedy with Shaun the Dead and everything, which is a great film, by the way. Even so, he did do a horror comedy. This is his first proper go at a proper horror film, a proper serious horror film, it looks like. I mean, there's some comedy in there, and I hope it does have Edgar Wright's stamp all over this film. But it looks very different than the films he directed, which is kind of what's got me excited for it quite a lot, actually. The fact that it is different than what he's previously directed, but at the same time, though, the fact that when just watching the trailer alone, I had to feel that it was an Edgar Wright film, and that's good in my opinion. And so that's coming out the same day as The French Dispatch and Dune. So that's going to be a film lovers day, isn't it? That's going to be a film lovers, a cinephiles favorite day of the world, well, wasn't it? When you get Denis Villeneuve's new film, Dune, Wes Anderson's new film, The French Dispatch, and Edgar Wright's new film, The Last Night in Soho, all coming out on the same day. I can tell you now, I'll probably start the day off with The French Dispatch, and then I'll probably go to Dune, then I'll probably go to Last Night in Soho. Though I might do Last Night in Soho on Dune the other way around, but still, you get my point. I'm going to watch all three on the same day when they come out. I'm looking forward to all three of them, and fingers crossed they're all great as well. I mean, The French Dispatch actually already came out, and it premiered at Cannes, and look, it's already got an 86% on Rotten Tomatoes, and to be honest, I can only see that going up. I really can, because I think I think Wes Anderson films, I think they're all fantastic in my opinion, with the exception of a few actually. I'm not the biggest fan of Fantastic Mr. Fox, but I think, especially after the Grand Budapest, which was Edgar Wright's last live-action film, I think he could do another fantastic film here. But anyway, let's jump down here a bit more. I'm not going to skip some of these. November, we have the untitled Elvis film, the untitled Elvis Presley biopic. Now, I must admit, I didn't really know this film was actually coming out this year. I actually thought it was coming out next year. I thought it had been pushed back because of the pandemic, but according to Rotten Tomatoes, which is quite a reliable news source, according to Rotten Tomatoes, it's saying it's coming out this year, November the 5th, 2021. Austin Butler beat out tons of hopefuls to win the role of the famed king of rock and roll for his biopic from Warner Bros. With Baz Luhrmann, who's the director of Moulin Rouge, by the way, on board to write and direct, is bound to be a lush cinematic experience. Tom Hanks is also attached in a supporting role. I'm interested in this one yet again because it's a musical biopic. I think they're all great in my opinion, and also it's a musical biopic about Elvis, as somebody I don't really know much about. I listen to his music, obviously, but I don't really know much about Elvis, so I'm very, very interested to see this film. Tom Hanks in there. Tom Hanks is always great in the films, even if the films aren't the best. He's always great in there, and hopefully we get a trailer for this film soon, and we get a title as well, because currently it's called Untitled Elvis Film, and we don't have a trailer yet either, but hopefully catch me by surprise, and hopefully the trailer's great as well. So we jump down here a bit more. Eternals, which apparently is open on the same day, November the 5th, which of course is the other Marvel film coming out later this year. After Shang-Chi, we'll have we'll have the Eternals coming out on November the 5th, coming from Chloe Zhao, who of course won her Oscar for Best Directing and Best Picture for Nomadland, which she directed last year. And this film's got, a huge cast in there. Angelina Jolie, Salma Hayek, Kumail Nanjiani, am I pronouncing them wrong? Florian Jimmy Chan's in there, Richard Madden, Kit Harington, Brian Tyree Henry. Huge cast in there. There's some more that I haven't even mentioned in there as well. I always think we're going to get a cameo from a younger Thanos in there, because apparently, according to the comics, and I know the comics are different from the movies and the MCU in general, but the thing is though, according to the comics, I read this online, Angelina Jolie's character in the Eternals, and it's apparently like the half brother to Thanos. So I think we're going to get Thanos in this movie. Also, if we did have Thanos in this movie, it might explain a little bit more why the Eternals didn't help with the Avengers in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, which is kind of like the hole that Marvel are digging for themselves right now. Why aren't these characters who have apparently been around for so long not helping with all these big Avengers level threats? I mean, I dare say the answer. We will find the answer on this movie. But still, I thought the trailer looked great. Actually, I know a lot of people have had mixed reactions to the trailer and whatnot, but still, I thought the trailer looked great. I thought the trailer looked very different than all these other Marvel movies, which again is one of the things which appeals to me. A MCU movie which looks different than the others. Like, one of the reasons I didn't think Black Widow looked any good, because it was like another generic MCU movie. And guess what? It was, in my opinion. But nevertheless, I think the Eternals could be good. I think the Eternals could be a massive surprise, and it's coming on November the 5th. It's definitely my radar, and I'll probably go watching it the day it comes out, because it looks like it's going to be a very different Marvel movie. I also reckon it's going to be 3 hours, by the way, because it's balancing a lot of characters. But I think it's going to surprise. There's been some rumours and some whispers recently that apparently at test screenings for the film, there's been big standing ovations at the end, which hasn't been for the Marvel movies. So it's going to be interesting to see what it's like when this film comes out. Anyway, jump down here a bit more. Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is coming out on November the 12th, not too long after the Eternals, and this one is definitely my radar. This one is one of my most anticipated movies for this year, especially after the last trailer. The last trailer really got me smiling from ear to ear. Honestly, it's been directed by Jason Reitman, son of original Ghostbusters director Ivan Reitman, and honestly, Jason Reitman himself is a great director, by the way, and he's got a great cast in there. Kevin Kuhn from Wolfhard, Mackenzie Grace, Paul Wood, but also, let's not forget the fact that the original Ghostbusters cast, with the exception of Harold Ramis, who sadly passed away, with the exception of Harold Ramis, the original Ghostbusters cast are all returned to this movie. That's including, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver. I think it's crossed, what's his name? Oh, what's his name? The one who plays a nerdy one in there. Oh, I forgot what his name is now. But yes, fingers crossed they all return to this movie because it looks like it could be great. I have some really high hope for this film. It's essentially Ghostbusters 3. It's a continuation of Ghostbusters 2, which came out in 1989. Which I don't mind, by the way. I don't mind Ghostbusters 2 because I have kind of a personal connection to it because I grew up watching it. But still, this movie looks great. It looks like the Ghostbusters movie we wanted for a long, long time. I must admit, I didn't like the female Ghostbusters, which came out in 2016, which was directed by Paul Feig. I didn't like that film because, honestly, it turned me off about 5 minutes into it because I just didn't find anyone funny in this film. I really didn't. Just checking everyone's going to the stream, yeah. But yeah, I didn't really find the film that funny, and it turned me off about 5 minutes into it. But fingers crossed, Ghostbusters Afterlife surprised me, and it's a Ghostbusters 3 we all want. Hopefully it's better than Ghostbusters 2, and hopefully it's the fitting end to the Ghostbusters trilogy, or maybe even the next chapter of the Ghostbusters franchise or whatnot, which delivers in the best way possible. I like the trailer. I like the last trailer quite a lot. And hopefully we'll get a new trailer soon as well, which gives us more of that nostalgic feel from the original Ghostbusters, and hopefully gives us a closer look at the original cast back together. But anyway, let's jump down here a bit more. Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick, I don't really have much interest in. I'm not going to talk much about it. It's coming out November the 19th. It's got a great cast in there. Tom Cruise, Jennifer Connelly, John Hamm, Val Kilmer, and great cast in there. And, it looks like it'll be a lot of fun for Top Gun fans. Unfortunately, I'm not a fan of the first Top Gun movie. I think it's just a bit naff, to be honest. But, nevertheless, I didn't think the trailers of the film looked bad. I actually quite liked the trailers. I remember the last time I saw a trailer for this movie was when I went to go and watch A Quiet Place Part 2 in the cinema. And I thought the trailer looked great, by the way. But I really don't have that much interest in the film, especially when there's all these other movies coming out around the same time, like The Eternals, Ghostbusters Afterlife, and there's another one coming out actually after this one as well, which I found more interested in. But saying that though, there's going to be a huge audience which want to see this film, and that's going to be great. I'm really happy for you, really excited for this film. Personally, it's on my radar, but I wouldn't mind if I missed it. Let's just say that. Anyway, let's jump down here a bit more. Don't really care about that one. Nightmare Alley, which is a new film coming from Guillermo del Toro, directed by Pan's Labyrinth, Crimson Peak, and he also directed, Shape of Water, which came out in 2017, which won Best Picture in 2017, by the way, at the Oscars. This is a new film coming from Guillermo del Toro. Great casting again: Bradley Cooper, Kate Blanchett, Willem Dafoe, Toni Collette, Richard Jenkins, Ron Perlman, Willie Mara. Great casting there. And it looks like it could be something quite good. I mean, obviously we haven't really seen much about it, but Guillermo del Toro, he's a very weird director and very unusual director, but he's also quite a good director in my opinion with the films I have seen him make. And honestly, it looks like it could be great. I mean, it's great casting there. Also, yeah, great casting there, but actors who would definitely do something weird, by the way. Particularly Bradley Cooper, Kate Blanchett, Willem Dafoe. I can also see them doing something very, very weird. And I can see this film being very weird and very unusual, but in a kind of Guillermo del Toro way, which gets my interest, I must admit, particularly after seeing Pan's Labyrinth, which I think is a great film. And so Nightmare Alley, which is coming out December 3rd, is on my list. Jumping down here a bit, is Steven Spielberg's next film. Hey! Steven Spielberg's next film, the West Side Story remake. It's got a great cast in it. Ansel Elgort as Tony, the main guy in the film. I actually watched the original West Side Story not too long ago, and I got my review of that coming soon. So now I'm very excited to see this movie, because I was watching, I do talk about it a bit more in my West Side Story film review, of the original West Side Story. I was watching the original West Side Story, that if anyone could remake this, it could be Spielberg. I honestly think it could be, and it looks, from the trailer so far, it looks like it could be great. It looks like a shot-for-shot remake so far, but fingers crossed Spielberg puts his own touch in it as well. I reckon Spielberg could direct as well. It's his first time directing a musical, but saying that he has directed a musical sequence in, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, the opening sequence, anything goes, anything goes, and that's why actually, he directed a musical sequence in Temple of Doom as well, and fingers crossed he does a great job here. And he really surprised us, especially at the later age he is, by the way. I love the fact that directors like Steven Spielberg and like Martin Scorsese right now, who's currently directing a Western, a genre which he hasn't actually directed yet. I love the fact that, older directors like Spielberg and Scorsese are going into genres they haven't done yet. They're doing stuff different. I love that. And hopefully this movie is great. I like the trailers, and hopefully it really surprises me. And it's the musical of the holidays, if you will. The musical of the holidays is coming out December 10th. And I can tell you now, it's one of my most anticipated movies. It's one of my most anticipated movies coming this year, But that's also down to Steven Spielberg. He's one of my favourite directors still working, and I'm very excited to see his new movie. Particularly as I enjoyed his last movie as well, which was Ready Player One. So hopefully West Side Story is good as well. Now, I'm going to skip over Spider-Man No Way Home for now, don't want to get back to it. But here we also have The Kingsman. And The Kingsman is the prequel to the Kingsman movies which were being released recently. So we had The Kingsman Secret Service, which came out in 2014, and Kingsman The Golden Circle, which came out in 2017. I was looking forward to the movie quite a lot, because it was meant to come out in 2019. And then it got delayed, because Disney bought Fox, and obviously the movie's being produced by Fox. So Disney bought Fox, now 20th Century Studios, and then basically after that, the movie got delayed till September 2020. Oh no, it got delayed. Oh, sorry, that was my door, by the way. So if you can hear that. But yeah, the movie got delayed till February 2020, and then September 2020 because of the pandemic, and then obviously got delayed again because of the pandemic, and then it's been delayed again because of the pandemic. So I'm still excited for this movie. I still really want to see it because I think Matthew Vaughn does a great job with these Kingsman movies. You know, say all about Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and maybe I still enjoy. By the way, you know, I must admit that's kind of one of my. It's kind of one of my guilty pleasures. I know a lot of people weren't the biggest fan of The Golden Circle. I still enjoyed it quite a bit, not going to lie. Seeing Elton John doing ninja kicks in there, weirdly enough, kind of worked to me. But the thing is, though, yeah, I would be more excited for this movie than I am, though, because Matthew Vaughn is a great director, especially with the Kingsman movies. I think he directs fantastic action sequences in the Kingsman movies. But the thing is, though, because of the fact that this movie kept on being pushed back, and keeps on being pushed back, by the way, it's decreased my interest and my excitement in it quite a bit, not gonna lie. Kind of the same way, No Time to Die. I don't know if Ray Fiennes is in both those movies. Kind of feel sorry for him. But the thing is, though, yeah, it's got a great cast, Harris Dickinson, Ray Fiennes, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Gemma Arterton, Matthew Good, Charles Dance, Daniel Brühl, Stanley Tucci, Jamon Honsu. Great cast in there. But I don't know. I'm just losing interest in it a bit. It's a Kingsman prequel. It's set in World War One. Looks like it could be absolutely brilliant. It's meant to showcase, the creation of the whole Kingsman Secret Service. But honestly, because of the fact that the movie kept being pushed back, it's decreased my excitement in it a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I mean, look, there it was meant to come out August 20th, 2021. It didn't. I don't know why that got pushed back, by the way, because, films are coming out right now. We're close to August 20th. Why the hell did that movie get pushed back, apparently? But anyway, yeah, just one of those really weird things. I'm not sure why this movie keeps getting pushed back. I'm afraid it's going to bomb at the box office as well, because it's coming out around the same time as West Side Story. It's coming out around the same time as Spider-Man No Way Home, and at the same time around The Matrix 4 as well, which are movies I think more people would be interested in. But fingers crossed the movie surprises me, and, fingers crossed people go to see it as well, because I think the Kingsman franchise has got so much left to tell, and they've got a story that's there so much, but the thing is, though, keeps getting delayed. It's a bit annoying. But anyway, let's move on to another one here, before I go on to Spider-Man No Way Home. The Matrix 4. Actually, I'm going to talk about Sing 2 as well, but The Matrix 4 first. The Matrix 4, directed by Lene Wachowski. I must admit, I have virtually, and again, no pun intended there, virtually no interest in this film. I mean, it's doing the simultaneous release on HBO Max as well, which automatically increases the box office success. But at the same time, though, I just don't know. The Matrix films I never really loved them. I like the first one, don't like the first one, but the second two are quite bad in my opinion, and I have virtually no interest in this film. Funny enough, apparently Jada Pinkett Smith is in there. That's quite funny, actually, because apparently Will Smith was originally meant to play Keanu Reeves' role in the original Matrix movie. So it's kind of funny they got Will Smith's wife to be in there. But anyway, that is a bit funny, actually. I didn't even realise that. It's got great cast, actually, now I'm reading this. Keanu Reeves returning, Carrie-Anne Moss returning, but also, Jada Pinkett Smith, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Neil Patrick Harris, and, Priyanka Chopra. It looks like a great cast. I just have no interest in this movie because of the amount of times Matrix, I don't know, I just think it's a bit overrated in my opinion. That's just my personal opinion there, but still, I have very little interest in this movie. Anyway, I'm just going to talk about it there because it is kind of on my radar, and it will be on my radar, particularly when we get a trailer for this movie as well. And so this is coming out December the 22nd. December 22nd there. I don't know what I just said. My mind's going a bit foggy. But anyway, I'm going to talk about Sing 2. Then I'll talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. Sing 2, which is coming out apparently later this year. Apparently it's coming out, what? Apparently the director is to be announced. How does that work? I thought a director would be announced this film. But nevertheless, yes, Sing 2 is coming out later this year as well. It's coming out December the 22nd. Be interested to see which one wins the box office that weekend, actually. Be interested to see which one wins the box office, whether it's Sing 2 or Matrix 4. Two movies, I think will get a demographic. Bear in mind, Sing 2 is going to be aimed at a family audience. I must admit, I have seen the first Sing film. I enjoyed it to a degree, actually. It was far better than I thought it was going to be. It had a certain fun feel within it, which I kind of liked. I kind of like the song choice in it as well. It has a great voice cast. Matthew McConaughey, Selena Gomez, Shawn Mendes, John C. Reilly, Reese Witherspoon, Scarlett Johansson as well, who voices what was the hedgehog and everything like that. And, Taron Egerton, who voices the gorilla. And the funny thing was, Taron Egerton actually sung I'm Still Standing, the Elton John song, before he actually met Elton John and then sung it in Rocket Man as Elton John. I just found that a bit funny. But yeah, I think the trailer looked fun. It gave away a lot of the plot, to be honest. But in the end, this isn't like going to be a big MCU movie, or it's going to be a Star Wars movie or DC movie. You get what I'm getting at. It's going to be a family movie. I'm probably going to see this film, actually, because I enjoyed the first one and I kind of enjoyed the trailer as well. But the thing is, though, I don't know. It's a movie I keep forgetting it's coming out, I must admit. But anyway, that's just on the list. But I've got one more film to talk about. Oh yes, my one last film to talk about. And that's this little film. Just my chair a bit there, sorry. So I'm just in the middle bit there. Yes, that's this little film. I keep doing it very hard. That's this little film. SpiderMan No Way Home. My most anticipated movie for this year. This movie's coming out December 17th in this country. The day before, apparently, the day before the Kingsman comes out, so we're going to cinema 2 days in a row there. Very excited. Be two very exciting days for me personally going to the cinema. But yes, Spider-Man No Way Home. Very, very excited for this movie. I've enjoyed the Tom Holland Spider-Man films quite a lot so far. I enjoyed Spider-Man Homecoming quite a lot. And I still enjoyed Spider-Man Far From Home, although I do think it has some big problems. But at the same time, though, I've been watching the Sam Raimi, Tom Maguire Spider-Man films recently, Spider-Man 1, 2 and 3, and again I'll be giving my review of Spider-Man 3, but, pardon me there, but for me watching those movies has got me interested in seeing this one as well, if all the rumours are true, if, we already know that, Alpha Million is returning as Dr. Octopus, and we know that Jamie Foxx is returning as Electro from The Amazing Spider-Man 2 as well, but if the rumours are true, apparently, Willem Dafoe could be returning as the Green Goblin. We could have literally the two best on-screen Spider-Man villains in the same film together. That'd be very exciting. And there's even rumours that apparently Reese Infant as the Lizard, who was in the first Amazing Spider-Man film, he was going to be returning in there. There's rumours that Sandman, played by Thomas Hayden Church in, Spider-Man 3, is going to be returning in this film as well. If all the rumours are true, wow. What a cast this film is going to have. I mean, honestly, as well, if the rumours are true as well, we're going to have Tom Maguire and Andrew Garfield in there returning as Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, which is very, very exciting in itself. Honestly, a live-action Spider-Verse film, I think would be very, very exciting, and I think that's what we could have here. Honestly, I'm one of the people in the world that believe they are going to be in it. I don't think they're going to be revealed in the first trailer, by the way, whenever that trailer is released. God's sake, whenever that bloody Spider-Man No Way Home trailer is released. But I don't think they're going to be revealed in the first trailer that they are in this movie. I think it's going to be the second trailer, because what happens quite a lot when you're marketing a movie is the first trailer gets a really big, audience. A lot of people watch the first trailer for a movie, and then not as many people watch the second trailer. Imagine Marvel being clever there, or Sony actually, because it's Sony Marvel this, but it's technically MCU as well. But still, imagine Sony being clever there, and putting out the first trailer, getting some confirmations in there, maybe that, Green Goblin's in there, and maybe that Sandman's in there, and Lizard's in there as well, but then, releasing the second trailer, and thinking, the second trailer won't reveal that much, and then it reveals that Tom Maguire and Andrew Garfield are returning. Imagine the reaction that second trailer would get. People would be blowing up over the internet. I'd be excited. Honestly, I really would be. I'm far more excited for this movie than I really should be as well. It's been a while since we got the last Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. And, well, actually, not been that long. It's been about 2 years. But still, it feels long. And this movie could be so, so great. It also could be a complete It also could be a complete and hot, utter mess. But it could be so, so brilliant. It could be one of the best comic movies ever made. I'm very, very excited to see it overall. I think it could be great. I think it could be a lot of fun. And fingers crossed, it's going to be great. Fingers crossed, Spider-Man No Way Home is an absolutely fantastic film. And thank you, by the way, for whoever commented that in the live chat. I didn't see it at the time because I was going through all the stuff on Rotten Tomatoes. But thank you. I got a hey and great show from, I can't pronounce his name, by the way, Biffer Dabot. Biffer, I'm going to guess you're a Hobbit fan. Biffer the Hobbit. But yes, thank you for commenting, by the way. That's actually one of my first live comments. So thank you very much for commenting. Flipping out, this live stream gone for an hour. oh my god, I've got stuff to do actually. So I better be closing off this live stream here. But like I said before, very excited for Spider-Man No Way Home. My most anticipated movie this year. I will be talking about it more on this channel as we get more stuff about Spider-Man No Way Home. And by the way, that's a fan-made poster, by the way, the poster I got next to me. But still, very, very excited for this movie. Fingers crossed it's great. Fingers crossed it surprises me, and fingers crossed it's absolutely brilliant, and it's one of the best comic movies ever made. Fingers crossed it is, and fingers crossed it's enjoyable as well, and it stands out, against all the other MCU movies, and it has fun with itself as well. That's one of the things I've liked about the Spider-Man movies so much so far, and I have to go back and rewatch the Amazing Spider-Man movies again. But the thing is, though, one of the reasons I like Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies so much is because they are fun. Against all these other Avengers movies, it's the end of the world, Thanos is defeated, half the universe. What's gonna happen here? Then you get the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, and it's all just a bit of fun. I love things like that, and fingers crossed it's great. And thank you for the comments again. You're amazing. I love your hustle. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you very much. But anyway, yes, that's where I'm going to round off this live stream today. So yes, those are the movies you still yet to look forward to and still yet to come later on in 2021. And fingers crossed they're all great, and fingers crossed they catch me by surprise. And I think some of the ones I'm not looking forward to so much, like Gun Mouthwig, and what was your one in there that I wasn't looking forward to so much? No Time to Die. That's it. No Time to Die, which keeps, it keeps falling on and off my radar. But fingers crossed those movies surprise me, and they're really good. But saying that though, just in the list that I read out there, there's so many movies yet to come out in 2021, and fingers crossed they're all great and they surprise me, and they're all a lot of fun. Fingers crossed that happens, and fingers crossed movies and cinemas are still opening, I think, because, with the pandemic still about, it's all up in the air right now, what could happen. Like I said before, I still think it's 50-50 that cinemas will stay open and everything. But, nevertheless, hopefully they still do, and hopefully we get all these movies yet to come out. Hopefully we get all these Oscar movies as well. I can talk about House of Gucci, I think that's an Oscar contender. The Eyes of Tammy Faye, I think that's an Oscar contender. I think, The Lost Jewels as well. And The Eternals could be as well. But, we'll have to wait and see when those movies come out later on this year. And so that's the end of my topic on my 25th live stream for today. And I'm going to round things off now. I've been going for an hour, far more than I thought I was going to. But thank you for watching, if you're watching this live. Thank you for Bifford the Hobbit, who I'm guessing is quite a big Hobbit fan, not going to lie. But thank you for Bifford the Hobbit, who's been commenting in the live chat. And again, if you want me to talk about something in particular in my next live stream, please do let me know in the comment section below, whether it's on playback or whether you want to put it in the live chat just now before I end this live stream. Please let me know in the comment section below, and I'll probably talk about it in my next live stream. Although saying that, my next live stream won't be for a while yet. But thanks for watching, and if you haven't yet, please do click down below and subscribe on this video, and look forward to many more both film and TV reviews and live streams coming very soon on the channel. See you guys again soon. But bye for now. Bye.